Lay. Sir. Yeah.
Kane is in the building, nigga.
Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they will see the sun up? Just remember when it comes up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of AIW Behind the Curtain. I, of course, am Pedro DeLuca, and I am joined today by ACH, a young man who has really just gone all over the country lately on the independent scene. And ACH, what these Behind the Curtains are supposed to do is kind of show us the man behind ACH. So to start off with, how'd you get your start here in professional wrestling?
I started in Austin, Texas with QFC, Quest for Champions, right after high school, 2 weeks after high school, right after I graduated. I started with George Delaise. After like maybe a month and a half, I kind of left, kind of didn't like the training there, wanted to switch up. I moved to San Antonio, which was the first time I moved on my own, and then I started at TWA, not to get confused with the Rudy Boy or the Shawn Michaels School. It was Texas Wolverine Association, and I started with Jerry Reyes by the name of Ice. He's a local indie wrestler out of San Antonio, and he trained me, and I mean, due to some issues with his job and stuff like that, sometimes I was pretty much training myself. I was pretty much alone. Not saying that I would train myself, but like I would go roll around and do whatever it takes to be taken. Whatever it needed to be done, to further myself and get better. And like I would go to shows maybe like 3 hours beforehand, and work out with other guys just to get the experience and get that training in that I felt like I need. Because I mean, to this day I'm still training, so that's kind of how I got my rough ends.
Okay, so as you began your career, where all had your starting roots? Where would they be? Like, where was your first professional match, and who was it with?
My first professional match was in San Antonio in a six-way with a guy that just retired from Texas. His name was Barry Breeze. Another guy by the name of Sergeant Sanchez. This is cast. This is quite cast of guys here. No Gabe the Babe. There was Rocky, some big Hawaiian guy. And it was actually with TWA, that promotion there. It was a battle royal. I actually had on like some white Century kick pads, some blue basketball shorts, and I actually wore my Marvel hoodie. I had a mouthpiece in my mouth. Yeah, I thought I was badass.
Now, was there anyone on your way up into the independent ranks? Was there someone that kind of took you under their wing, kind of show you the way? Was there someone that really helped you out, that you really owe a lot to?
The entire state of Texas, well, not the entire state, but like guys like Showtime Scott Summers, Masada, Jacobs Pliskin, Justin Bissonette, Barry, the ring announcer from ACW. He showed me a lot. I traveled a little bit with Mr. B. He offered some things to me. He showed me a lot of things. ACW is really, once they got a hold of me, they showed me the world. Like they pretty much let me know that I can do whatever it is I want to do within, the world of professional wrestling. So that was it.
As you started to expand, can you tell us about some of the other companies outside of Texas that you began working for?
My first one was LWA, which is now St. Louis Anarchy. I started off with those guys. That was my first out of state booking. And then after that, I was just going back and forth. And then my first major thing was the Dragon Gate Fray, which I did in September. And then I flipped around maybe a month later. I did the Beyond thing, the Tournament for Tomorrow in November, I believe, and that's where I wrestled AR Fox, Pinky Sanchez, and Aaron Epic, and also Johnny Mangway the next day. And then I've done AIW, of course, here. I've done some others. I can't really. It's all kind of bunched up in my head. I mean, it's been quite the ride, man. I can't, it's been so much fun.
You mentioned St. Louis Anarchy. You've kind of really traveled all over the nation with those guys. I mean, every time you look in the Pro Wrestling Illustrators of the Wrestler, you get to see your guys' name going from to California to Maine, just all over the country. What's it been like traveling with those guys?
A great boat of tugs. That's what it's been. Those guys drive me fucking insane. Can I cuss?
You can cuss.
Those guys drive me fucking insane. That Big Daddy, let me tell you something about that Big Daddy. That guy's a goddamn lunatic. No, wait, Davey Vega's the lunatic. Big Daddy, he's just so goddamn bossy. That Gary J, I can't stand that goddamn Ginger. He's a goddamn lunatic. I think he's racist too. And that Petrie, that Evangelistico fella, that guy, he's a creeper. And the Rook, the Dirty Rook, Matt Fidget, he's an alcoholic. I'm calling it right now. He's an alcoholic, but they're all classy guys.
They're all classy guys.
I love them all. I love them all. They're real classy. Give a round of applause. They're all classy. I fucking hate those guys.
Well, let's step away from San and get in, and let's get back to AIW. We've seen you here in AIW several times now. What have been your first impressions of it, or how did you hear about AIW?
Man, when it comes to the indie scene, I'm like Beethoven. Like, I really don't know too much about the indie scene because I was growing up on like WCW and stuff like that. My first thing about it, when I first heard about it, was Big Daddy, Pierre Abner. He called me and he was like, hey, do you want to come and spend the week down with us and try with AIW? And I was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. I would love to. I just want to wrestle. And I looked it up on the internet. I seen Gargano was the man here, and then like, you know, you guys have an extensive line of just so many great workers. Ricky Champage, you know, you guys bring in M-Dog, Colt Cabana. You guys just have the list, the cast of wrestlers that I would love to be in the ring with and love to compete with someday. So like, I mean, that's how I heard about it. And when I came here, man, like any other thing, man, I just loved it. I fell in love with it just because I love the sport of wrestling. Like, I take care of her. Like, it's my life. She's my life. She's my wife. I love her. So.
Now, is there a particular opponent that you were looking forward to down the road, maybe getting to step in the ring with?
In AIW?
In AIW, and then in general? In general.
Man, my number one list for wrestlers to actually get in the ring and step with is Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton Benjamin?
You tell that fella I'm looking for him. I steal all his shit because I can do it. Because I can do it. Guys like, I would love to get in the ring with Johnny Gargano. It's one of the guys I really love to, you know, him take me to the limit and me as well to be able to take him to the limit. And to be honest with you, man, I just want to step in the ring with anybody. I don't care who it is. You can go get the guy from down the street that's selling sandwiches and bootleg Kanye West CDs. I will wrestle that guy, man. It's all about getting in the ring, entertaining, leaving these fans wanting more, leaving the crowd in awe. It's about selling tickets. It's about wanting the people to come back to see you. It's about the rush. It's about everything, man. I can care less who I wrestle. You want me to go out there and wrestle Mick Foley, a cardboard cutout? I'll do it. I will do it.
Is there a particular style that you prefer more than others, like the Japanese style or the high-flying, you know, the current American style where it's more high-flying, high spots, or do you like to... we all know that you're the high flyer of the group, but is there a particular style that you think your style matches up well to put on the best match possible for the fans?
No, honestly, I'll go in there and I'll wrestle any type of style. I don't try to put my finger on a style, and I try not to label, you know, myself. I know I get labeled as a high flyer, but, you know, I try to be, you know, universal. You know, I try to be different. I try to think outside the ring, you know, from everyone else. So I try not to put my, you know, a certain match in a certain category. You know, I don't want to be like, oh, this match probably be a little bit high flyer. No, I want to go out there and I'm just going to give it my all. You know, that's how I try to look at it. But I mean, if I have to choose, I would like to say the Japanese, because I love the competitiveness of the Japanese wrestling. I respect in their code of honor and everything that they do. So I love the fact that, you know, like, they fight with everything, and not saying that no other style fights with everything, but it's just the emotion they put behind it that I just enjoy watching it. That's the exact same emotion that I try to, you know, let out and release in my matches. I try to go Super Saiyan. That's what I try to do. You familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with Super Saiyan.
You need to watch some Goku. You need to watch some Dragon Ball Z. You step your game up, Playboy.
All right.
I got you.
I will go home and watch Dragon Ball Z on the Cartoon Network.
No, it's on Nickelodeon.
Oh, it's on Nickelodeon now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get the bootlegs. I got you. You know, I got
Okay,
bootlegs.
I'll get some Dragon Ball Z.
I got you. My N-word.
Well, I can't say that.
You
I'll get in
better
trouble.
not.
I'm gonna get in trouble. ACH, I'm going to let you look into the crystal ball. What do you see for ACH in the next 2 years?
In the next 2 years? In the next 2 years, I see myself on a higher plateau, entertaining not only the fans of America, but fans all over the world. I see myself very happy, very successful, and I still see myself in love with wrestling the same way I was in love with it when I was a child. And, you know, and the love that I've had and the passion that I've had for it is coming up in the business. I still see myself as humble, as, you know, the positive attitude and everything. Like, I see myself somewhere where everyone can appreciate my craft of wrestling, no matter where it be. That's how I see it.
All right, ACH, the high flyer, Dragon Ball Z fan, and a man that has a bright future in the business. Thank you so much for joining us here today, and best of luck to you here at AIW and anywhere the road takes you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it popping up in the streets. You know what I'm talking about? This dude right here, officially my nigga.
I still can't say that.